Welcome back, champions. Today, we touch upon a skill revered by the ancient samurai, yet forgotten in the clamorous world of today. This skill isn't about wielding a blade or charging into battle. It's about mastering the art of samurai silence. We will explore why learning to embrace stillness amidst the chaos is the one skill every modern man needs to cultivate to find true strength, clarity, and purpose. The noise of the modern world pulls us in countless directions, demanding our attention and scattering our focus. It tells us to speak louder, act faster, and always be in the spotlight. But the samurai, those warriors of both discipline and spirit, understood that true strength does not lie in constantly being heard, but in knowing when to be silent. Silence was not an absence of life for them. It was where life's true essence was forged. Yamamoto Tsunetomo, a 17th century samurai and author of Hagakure, wrote, "The warrior must always maintain his composure and remain silent in the face of distractions." For him, silence was a tool for self-reflection and character cultivation, a way to strip away the noise and reveal one's true nature. This wasn't silence as passivity, but as a disciplined choice to sharpen one's focus, confront inner fears, and emerge stronger on the other side. In today's world, we are often taught to fill the void, to avoid quiet moments at all costs. But the samurai teaches us to embrace the void and allow it to shape us. The power of silence goes beyond the absence of words. It is the refinement of one's inner world. The samurai would sit for hours in meditation, using the stillness to harness their inner energy and cultivate a state of readiness. They didn't wait idly. They prepared themselves to act with precision and resolve. As Musashi Miyamoto wrote in the Book of Five Rings, "In stillness, the way is found." This stillness was not inaction, but purposeful contemplation, a gathering of strength before the decisive strike. In every pause, there was preparation. Yet our culture is one that shuns silence, equating it with inaction or emptiness. We become restless when there is no sound to fill the air or no distraction to pull us away. This constant chase for stimulation leaves us weary and unfocused. The practice of samurai silence stands as a challenge to this mindset. It asks us to confront our discomfort, to sit with our thoughts, and let them settle like disturbed waters in a pond. When we allow the waters to clear, we see our true selves reflected in the stillness. Samurai silence is about finding power in restraint. It is about choosing when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when to wait. It teaches us that not every battle is worth fighting, and sometimes the greatest act of strength is to hold back, allowing our minds to fully assess the situation. As Hagakure suggests, to know when to yield and when to strike is the mark of a true warrior. In silence, we prepare ourselves for the right moment instead of dissipating our energy in ceaseless activity. The modern world is a battleground for our attention. Notifications, conversations, and endless media compete for our minds. We find ourselves pulled away from the present, always responding, never reflecting. In this relentless noise, silence becomes a radical act. It becomes an assertion of control over our inner world. In the words of Morihei Ueshiba, founder of Aikido, true victory is victory over oneself. Through samurai silence, we regain the power to direct our thoughts, to focus our will, and to master our emotions. It is the gateway to self-mastery, where every distraction falls away and we come face to face with our deepest truths. Embracing samurai silence does not mean disconnecting from the world. It means facing it with a mind undisturbed. When we cultivate this stillness, we learn to act not out of impulse, but out of intention. We become like the calm sea, appearing tranquil on the surface, yet possessing a depth that holds tremendous power. It is in this stillness that the samurai found their greatest strength, prepared for whatever storms may come. Reflecting on the samurai's practice of silence can also reveal its role as a teacher of humility. When we refrain from speaking, we acknowledge that we do not have all the answers. Silence allows us to listen and learn, not only from others, but from the wisdom within ourselves. As the Bushido Shoshinshu, an early treatise on the Bushido Code, advises, a true warrior does not seek to dominate with his voice. He listens for the truths hidden in the quiet. This humility is not a surrender, but a strategy, a means to gather insight and act with wisdom. We must understand that silence is not the mere withholding of speech. It is the conscious choice to wield our words with precision. In the heat of a moment, a reckless word can cause irreparable harm. The samurai understood that once words are released, like arrows from a bow, they cannot be recalled. Therefore, in silence, they measured their words carefully, ensuring that when they did speak, their voice carried weight and meaning. In every age, there are moments where we must retreat into the quiet, not as a form of avoidance, but as an act of courage. It takes strength to sit with our own thoughts, to confront the fears and uncertainties that arise in the silence. But it is here, in this space of stillness, that we gain the clarity to face whatever challenges lie ahead. It is here that we prepare ourselves to act not just with force, but with purpose, not out of reaction, but with deliberate intent. The samurai used silence as a means to sharpen their awareness. While others were distracted by the noise, they were fully present, attuned to every detail. Silence allowed them to sense what others could not perceive. As Musashi taught, observe all without becoming distracted. This heightened state of awareness was not achieved by mere discipline alone, but through the practice of silence itself. It was through silence that they tuned themselves to the pulse of the world, ready to respond when the time was right. Even in today's world, we can cultivate this same discipline. We may not face life or death struggles on a battlefield, but we still encounter moments where clarity is essential, where the difference between success and failure lies in our ability to remain composed. By choosing silence, we build a reservoir of inner strength that allows us to meet the chaos with a calm mind. We learn to act with conviction, as if each word and action were a carefully placed stroke of a sword. In our daily lives, we must reclaim these moments of quietude. It does not mean withdrawing from the world, but engaging with it more profoundly. Silence is where we regroup, where we let the noise settle, and where we prepare ourselves to act with the fullest expression of our being. It is in this space that we realize the difference between responding to life and being dragged along by it. When we practice samurai silence, we do not reject the world. We rise above it, guided by a deeper sense of purpose. As we walk the path of samurai silence, let us remember that it is not in the volume of our words, but in the depth of our actions that we make our mark. Let the quiet moments be where we gather our strength, where we hone our focus, and where we find the resolve to shape our destiny. In silence, we prepare for action, and when the moment arrives, we strike with the full force of our spirit. So embrace the stillness. Let it be your teacher. Do not shy away from the silence. Meet it with the same courage you would bring to the battlefield. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's stand together to beat the algorithm and ensure we consciously choose the content that shapes us into stronger, wiser men. And don't forget to explore our other videos on ancient wisdom and the path of true mastery. Until next time, champions, stay strong and stay committed to your path.